So have you ever found yourself wanting to put rafts in water for your bulbs? You probably didn't, but guess what? You can. So I have several different bulbs in here, and I've got them in here. And so this is kind of to start the bulbs to get these going. So this is an idea that Sharon had at My Slice of Gardening, that YouTube channel. It's a great channel. You ought to check it out. So she put in the bulbs in water to kind of jumpstart them for the garlic. And of course, they obviously respond. These have been here for a few days in these rafts, and they're really responding. And then I created a smaller one, thanks to a suggestion one of y'all had about, of course, these are all separate plants, and you can separate them and have them grow. So I made this one here. Let me show you. Ooh. Let's see the roots. Check those out. Now I just put these in here. They didn't grow in here natively. I just printed that out last night. So that's going. The ones that I do have are these, and they're in different sizes. You can make these are 3D printed. This is using ABS. Granted, it's not like the best quality, but it's good enough for gardening, right? So I have smaller ones here, and I have larger ones. I don't need that one at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up printing out several more of these little trays here for these bulbs, because it seems like it works pretty well. And then separate all the garlic and make them in their own little individual things. And of course, this is too big, but I just wanted to jumpstart that anyway and get that going. But it looks like the saffron is enjoying it. I think this one's rotting. No, it's actually growing. Well, good. Good deal. Okay, well, let me show you how this is made, and show you how you can make your own using some simple tools called Tinkercad. So one of the main tools that I use is very simple children's type of tool that's called Tinkercad. And this is a neat little tool that you can use to 3D model. So this is how this kind of came to be. So this is, actually I like to put this one in green, knowing that it's good. And these are kind of like the models I want to go with. But you see the iterative process, right, of everything. The junk I have on my screen. Anyway. So the iterative process goes through, and so what you're gonna want to do with these is you need to think about space. You need to think about negative space, meaning that you start with this wheel, and then you want to carve it out bit by bit. And so here you see this. This is what makes this, right? Right, and then you also have the wheel, but it starts out like this, but then you get it curved. Use maybe like this to carve out the curvature of it. And then when you finally kind of get to where you think you might have something, and you see this is multiple iterations. So there's several of these that end up in the trash, right? But that's normal. When you're 3D printing something that looks good here, and you actually make it real, it sometimes doesn't quite work out. This might be too thin. It may not print out perfectly well, or this, right? Parts of this will not print out well, but that's just life. If I put it down, then this whole part right here is going to be hanging over. Actually, you know what? I think laying it down this way may produce a decent print. Now I'm going to go move this down here to the ground. And so let's zoom in on that. And let's see. That might produce a decent print, actually. better than before because you're printing, it prints the layers. So it starts here, goes here, 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 and then starts moving up. Now, yeah, I think that might actually produce a decent print. Of course, we'll have to put a layer on the bottom when it prints, so it'll keep this on the hole. And it doesn't look like I've got it really lined up perfectly, but well, whatever, right? So, so I'll try that. So once you have your model, you want to export it, and you can do STL, which is what I'm going to do because that's what I can pull in. And then you'd come over here, and of course, see, these are different systems. That's Linux, this is Windows, but this is where the printing software is. So, and then from here, you know, since we already have this model, let's reposition this thing and see how it would come out. Let's see, we're gonna do this one, and there we go, and it drops it down to the bottom, and we're going to make sure we have some support. I think it has auto. Okay, and it'll probably, okay, it looks like it's not. Interesting. It looks like it's not level. So this model isn't level. So it is here. Well, anyway, challenges, right? So we'll maybe go back to this and do some work. But anyway, you get the idea, and then you're gonna go and send it. You print a plate, and you go to one of your printers, and then you hit send, but they're all busy at the moment printing out other stuff, and then that's how that's made. So I will put the links to those STL files in the video that you can see, and you can print these out for yourself and use it as a template to do your own stuff. So, and we'll go check on the printers in just a little bit and see how they're printing out. Alright, so you can see that this is printing, and you know, the thing about the 3D models is they're mostly hollow. So that's where this creates the buoyancy. It traps the air in the actual product, and that's where it will create that. So most of the work, of course, is done on the bottom here, and as it's going, I'm doing this one in yellow, and do that one in yellow. So this is this model, but I just changed it, so I'll be excited to print out another one. Anyway, fun stuff. All right, and you can see this one is just about done. So finishing up that and finishing up those. So once that's completed, then you just clean it off and put it in here and watch your plants grow. So I would say, yeah, these have been pretty successful. I mean, look at this. All right, look at that. That's awesome. So I'm going to break that one. I'm going to break apart, and I'm going to put in a couple of these. I mean, look at this. We don't normally grow garlic, but when we do, we use rafts. So I'm going to actually just stick this back here for now. And look at that. Good Lord. Whoa. Anyway, proper sizing is recommended for your rafts. I'm going to stick that one in there too. Once that one's done, I'm going to put these in here. Anyway, Lex, I hope you enjoyed it. Appreciate y'all watching. Y'all take care, and I wish y'all the best on that. I have the links to the STL files, which you're going to use to print in there, and you can use those and do what you want. Just don't sell them, right? That's non-commercial. Anyway, y'all take care. Wish you the best. See you later.